Alright, well, we're a little late on the intro, so sod it, but we are back watching the PC Gaming Show, joined by donHaize once again, and I think this should be pretty good.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, man, so...
Big screen experience.
Yeah, let's just shove that up. Perfect.
Alright.
Should be pretty good.
So, was it Bloodlines? That looks pretty good. I'm really excited to hear more about that.
Yeah,
Game looks sick.
I think that's a game a lot of people are going to be very interested in. Ooh,
that would be Conan Exiles. Or maybe another Conan game. They are Conan masters, I love it.
Yeah, I'm really interested actually because I kind of want to be a bit more updated on what's going on PC. I feel like I'm a little bit out of the loop, so...
Yeah, I'm always down to see more what's happening with PC world. I'm sure something to do with NVIDIA. Ray tracing, I'm sure, will appear.
Oh yeah,
all hardware stuff.
For you guys at
just
home,
because of how big a development that is in the
we are going to be pulling
graphics
your
world.
Comments.
Yeah.
Just remember that I said clever comments from Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook throughout the show, making you famous on the internet, on the screen. We're going to be sharing them live. And one of the things we're especially looking for are your questions for the Borderlands 3 team.
Oh yeah.
You've got a mission to put their questions to the developers later.
That's right. Midway through this show, I'm going to be asking those questions to the creative director of Borderlands 3. Use hashtag PC Gaming Show, and we'll read them live.
Yes, boy.
Loot boxes. Take them out.
Let's
there aren't
start
any loot boxes in it that we know of.
Gaming
They've
Show
said
with our
that and
very
they
first
confirmed
title
it.
Nice.
From UK developer Rebellion.
Oh, Rebellion.
Several years ago, they announced that they were working on the follow-up to Evil Genius, a real-time evil layer simulator.
And now, Rebellion is ready to reveal its nefarious vision for the project. So,
Oh,
PC Gaming
le
Show,
français.
who's ready to stroke a cat?
I've never played the original, but I've heard good things.
The world exclusive reveal for Evil Genius 2 World Domination.
Get your wallet out.
Yeah. It's all ready to go.
Yeah. Start pre-ordering.
Yep.
I might actually play this one.
This is like Despicable Me, but not.
Yeah.
Minions! Assemble! Little Avengers graphics.
Gotta love it. I really hope that's the art style for the entire game. Really goofy looking.
I think it probably is. Athens! Nugget.
Spy.
You might lie. Something beginning with fit. Skill.
Oh,
a mugget.
Dead.
Got shocked.
$1 million.
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is the successor to one of the most beloved RPGs ever.
Let's
go.
And with me
Let's
to
go.
talk about it, I have Brian
Show.
and Cara Ellison from Hardsuit Labs. Now, Brian, you were a writer on the very first game, so what does it mean for you to finally get to work on the sequel?
It means that a lot of people have very high expectations, and we have to meet those.
Well, Paradox are making it.
Let's take a look at whether you are going to meet them, because we are going to take a look.
They made some wicked games.
They make a lot of strategy
A lot of
games.
4X, yeah.
Yeah, like complicated games. They also made City Skylines, which I absolutely loved. I don't know much. I haven't seen much about this game, so this is kind of cool for me.
What I have seen looks awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely up my street. Very vampire-esque. Which was a great game. I love that.
Taken years for them to make a new one of these. I don't know why it's taken so long.
But truth is, most of you types won't even make it a whole year. We have
this is the
one
trailer I've
rule.
actually seen, I think.
Don't break the masquerade.
Maybe not.
So you get different types of vampires, don't you? Which is really cool. They play like their own styles and stuff.
I've never played the original, but
The city.
Apparently it's a bit
this
janky,
looks
but
cool.
We're all fighting over scraps here.
Welcome to the first day of the rest of your death. Having fun yet?
Show some gameplay.
I don't think they are.
No, I mean like now show some gameplay. Yeah. I'm ready to pre-order if you show me some gameplay.
Guys, what does it mean to be a vampire in this world?
So in the Empire, what it is, it's kind of a darker version of our world, and the vampires kind of need to keep their presence secret from humanity. So the vampires are kind of staying hidden in the shadows while also needing to feed on human beings and kind of manipulating us in order to get blood.
We're talking about feeding on human beings. I'm getting flashbacks to
Malkavian, clearly.
Cara,
where's
it's
Nosferatu on
not just a
that?
case, though, of sucking blood and filling up your health meter, is it? Actually, different types of blood do different things.
That's right. So we have the resonance system, which means that essentially vampires can kind of see the emotional resonance of human beings.
Looks like Malkavian's the
like
one.
Fear or desire.
Bruja.
And then they can feed
Bruja
on
from
those
another
people
mother.
to, like, feel the same things as human beings do, to feel more kind of alive. And that can give you like extra boosts in the game.
And there were some really interesting
Bit risky showing off the chat at the bottom there.
With them as the player.
Well, very fragile, very volatile relationships, very mature.
I'm sure they're
relationships,
handpicked.
So it's going to be a fun time.
You'd
And one thing
think,
that's really
right?
intriguing to me when I was learning about this game is you don't just get bitten and turn into Nosferatu, Dracula, or Brad Pitt. And to be honest, I think you should maybe put Brad Pitt into the game, because then I'm definitely playing it. You actually have to adjust to your environment to becoming a vampire, Clara.
That's right. So essentially, in the game, when you were made as a vampire, sort of very young vampire, a lot of other vampires are made at the same time in this thing called the mass embrace. And that means that essentially they're having a less lucky time than you in the world. You're having a relatively good time compared to them because they don't know what they're doing. They're going through vampire puberty on their own, and you might have a family, you might have, say, a wife and children, and you are morally objecting to drinking blood to survive. And so you might have a less good time, let's say, than the player is having. So you can find them throughout the world as well.
And Brian, the first game came out in 2004. You've been waiting
2004.
15 years
Jesus.
for this. Any pressure?
Yeah, tons of pressure. But
It's only 15 years.
Yeah, we're gonna make it work.
Well, you know what? I think there are
16
people
by
around
the
the
time it
world
comes
watching
out.
this, and of course the audience here, and they all can't wait to play this game. Can you wait, guys? There you go. So I think you've convinced everyone here now. When are we going to be able to play the game?
We're going Q1 next year.
Fantastic. And when can we learn more?
Bloodlines2.com.
Thank you so much, Brian and Cara. Good luck.
Wow.
Give it up,
That
guys.
was limiting.
Yeah, I just kind of watched all these places. They
Now,
would just show a bit more
have
gameplay.
you ever wanted to play Dwarf Fortress in space? Starmancer is a space station sim from Ominux Games and Chucklefish. After a catastrophe on
Chucklefish.
Earth,
Good
humanity
company.
has launched a desperate attempt to find refuge among the stars. Your task is to manage a colony capable of sustaining life, crafting components, controlling colonists, and sending out crews to mine asteroids. But when you're living in space, there can be big consequences for even the smallest mistakes. Let's take a look at the brand new gameplay for Starmancer.
Yay! Oh,
Chucklefish.
oh, oh, oh. I feel like a good old space game. Oh wow, this looks really like mid 2000s. Oh my god.
That art style.
Pixel art.
Yeah. Not for me, I'm afraid.
I don't like a lot of bad pixel art, and this doesn't have a particularly good art style. Good pixel art is like Shovel Knight. Most other games don't look as good as Shovel Knight. So, yeah, this is not for me. Like, it actually turns me off on a lot of games. It's the reason why I don't like Minecraft. I don't like the art style. It's fucking horrible.
It's a there's a fine line between good and bad pixel art, I think. You know.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, you got to do it really well. In this modern era, just bad pixel art just looks shit.
It just looks horrible.
It looks like you've gone back in time.
And especially something like. Okay.
But a lot of the ones that were shown, even the games like Ori, for example, that's not my style of art.
Our next guests
but it's
both started as
so good that it just looks like a modern game with like that kind of art style. Whereas that just looks like an old game that's been brought into 21st century.
Yeah, it's like 2D characters with 3D stuff. I mean, the thing is, if like, I know we're going back to like NES times, but like even Super Mario Brothers has better pixel art than most games now.
Working independently, running your own studio.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the collaboration that you started together.
Yeah, Steve. So we've known the Tournament Banner guys for a long time, even giving them some advice when they were modders, going commercial.
Oh wow, Chivalry 2. I like Chivalry.
And we've been friends, and we've always wanted to work together. And now we've sort of formed this independent, former mod team, professional super group.
I've seen it.
To get an
yeah, it's like a multiplayer, like medieval fighting game.
Which sounds like it should be right on my street.
And we really respect their games.
Yeah, I haven't played
we see
it.
them as one of the few studios that's bringing true innovation
Really
to the FPS
hard.
genre. And that's
Well, I used to play Man at War because he was really fast. Didn't have much armor, but you could like dodge in and out. You like pick a class and have different stuff and whatnot. But really liked it. I didn't know they were making a second one. Cool. Oh, this is please be good because I really like the first one. Didn't play a lot of it, but I did like it. Oh, they put a story in it. This already looks so much better. But like, it's really cool. You can like duck under, you can like crouch under a blaze swing and stab stuff.
Oh, nice.
Oh, decapitation.
Okay, I can get behind this.
I mean, I've played it for the multiplayer again, but if it's got a single player, excuse me, then double whammy.
There's quite a lot of these type of games coming out, to be fair.
Yeah.
Well, have been recently anyway. Yeah, okay, I can get behind Chivalry 2. That's good.
That's probably going to be a buy for me. Oh!
Nice.
Oh, talk to me about Chivalry 2, Steve.
Well, Chivalry 2 is about bringing players into their favorite medieval movie battle scenes. And our flagship game mode, Team Objective, does that by having players complete medieval objectives like sieging castles, raiding villages, and
yeah, you're not just going and standing in an area and then a bar fills up. You're, like you said, burning houses, killing peasants, you know.
Yeah.
Men at arms.
Peasants, getting killed.
It's really about letting the player experience
every
iconic moment
like,
of
nah,
the era.
fuck that.
And on top of that, this time around, we've increased the player count scale to about 2.5 times.
Archer's hard though.
Yeah. 64 players.
I think Knight's the one, no.
On top of that increased scale, we've added...
Give me that full armor.
Really allows us to add a lot of drama to the game and bring experiences like the Battle of the Bastards from Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry, we'll ignore the last season. Just Battle of the Bastards is going to be in the game.
Yes.
All right, so I want to ask about the sword play element to Chivalry 2. I mean, I know it's a really critical element.
Yeah, and this time around, we've completely revamped. I mean, we really view what we're doing
close.
here as bringing a true sequel in every sense.
Yeah.
We've attempted to completely revamp the combat, movement, and animation systems so that every swing, every action of the combat feels readable and fair, and also has the satisfaction of and the weight that you would expect when two medieval knights in full armor are clashing.
Yeah, and it's very, very fluid and much more accessible than the previous game. And it's, you know, the pace is so much quicker. It was what I really enjoy when I'm playing it.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask about the fluidity because in a lot of melee combat games, you hit a button and there's
really
a
lucky
full
that
animation swing.
E3 falls on my birthday weekend.
Yeah. Sometimes I understand that.
Like,
could have timed it better.
Operates differently than that.
As soon as it's light, I get to renew my holiday at work. I'm like, that week, please. Every year.
At the same time. And a core part of our focus this time around has been making it so that players can
play multiple me happens to me every year.
Yeah.
Like 1-on-3, 1-on-4 situation.
Exactly, because that's fundamentally part of the becoming the ultimate warrior fantasy.
Yeah, I really cool. Like they did do a couple other chivalry games. They did one with Deadliest Warrior, which is like pirates versus knights versus ninjas and stuff.
It's kind of like
that was a bit
silly fun. Like,
and they did like a magic stuff. It was very silly.
Forerunner-ish, but not.
Yeah.
The game as seriously as they
But
want to, and also as
yeah, chivalry 1 was fun. So having a second one, yeah, like I'm down. I'll give this a play.
And we love that.
At least half.
Yeah.
That's an important metric to track.
And the game has a huge influence from Monty Python as well. I mean, in the over-the-top voiceovers and the role-playing opportunities. I mean, the game is genuinely hilarious. As an example, you can beat a man with a chicken while quoting Shakespeare.
So, like, picking up a chicken as a weapon,
physically
that's a
clubbing
mechanic.
him to death with
Well, that's excellent. Well, I mean, I have to ask.
Baldur's Gate 3, that looks amazing.
On Chivalry.
Yeah.
Divinity
Chivalry 2 is
2 makers Lorien Studios.
early 2020.
What a dream.
And it's
That should be
coming
really good.
first to the Epic Games
Mate,
Store.
have you seen the cinematic trailer?
Early 2020.
I've seen bits of it, I haven't
Gibson
seen the whole
and Steve
thing.
Piggott
Looks good.
with
Looks
Chivalry 2.
good.
Thank you so much.
Savage, but looks
We
good.
are just getting started here at the PC Gaming Show. Let's take a look at what's coming up next.
Sneak peek.
So weird seeing Day 9 on this.
You're watching the PC Gaming Show. Coming up, build a world for wildlife in Planet Zoo.
Woohoo!
From the creators of Darksiders, Remnant from the Ashes, Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh yeah.
And more trailers, interviews, and gameplay footage.
Nice.
Alright, I'm interested in the Darksiders Gut game, for sure.
Yeah. Is it going to be Remnant, or is it actually going to be a Darksiders game?
I think it's a new franchise, but...
Oh, right, okay,
Yeah,
so it's going to be like Remnant then.
Yeah. Not a mobile game.
Yeah, no more mobiles, please.
I mean, I'm guessing it's not a mobile game, but still. We don't want those.
Learn from Diablo's mistakes.
Yeah. Don't do a Blizzard.
Blow your mind.
Ooh, this looks creepy. Mosaic.
Nah.
No, it's definitely not your kind of game.
No.
It's like a thing they've done alongside it. That's kind
That
of
was
cute.
a brand new trailer for Mosaic, a dark and atmospheric adventure game coming later this year from developer Killjoy and publisher Raw Fury. So how are you guys enjoying it so far? There's been some swords, some space stations, vampire puberty. We're listening to your reactions to the PC Gaming Show throughout the entire broadcast, no matter what platform you're watching and ranting on, so keep them coming. Our next game is a ghost-themed multiplayer hide-and-seek game inspired by a popular mod. Charge up your proton packs and get ready for Midnight Ghost Hunt.
Ooh, I like stuff like this. Not always my kind of games, but I love watching people play them. If nothing else.
Yeah.
It's like Dead by Daylight. Oh, Coffee Stain. I like Coffee Stain. They did Goat Simulator.
Of course I did.
They also did Sanctum 1 and 2, which are really good tower defense games. Like FPS tower defense, it's really good.
You can count on me.
Ghostbusters. Who are you gonna call?
Someone else.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like Alien. It's like, oh god, he's behind you.
So just tell me where are you?
Basically goes, but I like this. So you get to hide.
I got a big surprise.
Ooh.
For you.
Dead.
Hurry, KD son.
Okay, that animation on that knight looks pretty shit, but I do kind of like the idea that you are playing as a. I think that could definitely lead to some hilarity. Like,
yeah,
that would be pretty funny if you get enough
it's like
people to play.
Hello Neighbor, isn't it?
Yeah. No, you would definitely really want a group of friends to play that kind of game with. I think those sort of games work.
Oh yeah, it'd just be you wouldn't want to play with randoms.
You can kind of role play it.
Yeah. We know you will pop it.
Yeah.
Come out.
Ghost Hunt.
I promise me, young
Dynamic one-man team. Creative director, programmer, designer. It's Sam Malone.
Hello.
Shalom.
Sam, please tell us what is going on in that. What is Midnight Ghost Hunt all about?
So Midnight Ghost Hunt is a multiplayer ghost hunting hide-and-seek game. You can play either as ghosts or ghost hunters, like a 4v4 format.
I see.
The ghosts can hide inside average everyday objects around the haunted house. The goal is to look like harmless furniture, but on the inside, they're not so harmless ghosts as you saw.
Yeah, and if I'm understanding correctly, it's not about hiding as a lamp to try to assault and take out a hunter. It's actually, you would do that so that way you can keep running away and continue to hide.
Exactly. So the main objective of the ghosts is to try to stay hidden as long as they can until the time runs out, until the clock strikes midnight. Midnight being kind of the hour of the ghosts, basically. They can fight back if they like, but in general, you know, they want to try to hide. But if there's a hunter kind of off by himself, you can quickly just hit him in the back of the head and knock him out real quick, and he has less hunters to deal with at that point.
See. Well, what's the identity of the hunters? I mean, we've been seeing furniture flying all over the place. What are the hunters doing?
So the hunters, it kind of can be divided into two different segments. The first part of the game is kind of almost like a detective game because they're sort of trying to figure out where the ghosts are hiding because it's not really you know, obvious at first glance.
I kind of want to play this. I kind of want to get a group of people together and play it.
Like you saw, to try to narrow down where in the haunted house these ghosts are hiding. Basically.
Does look quite fun.
As soon as the first ghost is found, though,
but you would have to have a group of people.
There's ragdolls
it also, like,
I
don't know how janky it's going to be. It's definitely one of those games that can come out in a pretty buggy state.
I see. Well,
I'm sure it'd be fun, though.
About the inspiration for Midnight Ghost Hunt. I understand it's based on a Gary's mod called Prop Hunt.
Right. So that's definitely a big inspiration, but the big twist for us is that the props fight back. You saw the furniture, they hurl themselves at you, they knock you out, they send you flying. So it kind of almost becomes like this action hide-and-seek sort of mashup. You have a reason to be a little bit afraid of the things that
just
you're
shoot, kill all the props, it'll be fine.
And I want to ask about when the clock strikes midnight. We saw the very spooky red color pop up. We didn't see what happens then. What's going on then?
So midnight, if even one ghost survives 4 minutes into the match, then you hear this ominous grandfather clock chime across the map. All the lights will actually flicker out. It'll get really dark and scary, and all of the ghosts that were destroyed actually return as vengeful spirits. They're a lot more powerful than before, and they glow a very brilliant red. So at this point, the tables have turned. The hunters are now the hunted, and they just need to try to work together to stay alive long enough for their evac to come, which is another 4 minutes or so. Usually the ghosts win when it gets to midnight.
Are you talking about like 90% of the time?
Like 90, yeah, usually because the ghosts are so overpowered at midnight. Right. The hunters are doing whatever they can to try to prevent midnight from even occurring by destroying all of the ghosts and clearing them.
This sounds great.
Well, awesome. When can people get the chance
matches is also the
try
perfect
out
length.
Yeah.
So we'll be running
Hunter Hunted
later in the summer. You can sign up at midnightghosthunt.com.
Great game.
I'd also like to give a shout out to our Discord, discord.tv.
Not so great game.
Yeah.
Later in the summer, we'll be giving out keys on our Discord as well as on our main website.
Wonderful, ladies and gentlemen.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of that. I want to see more of it when it comes out.
Yeah.
See what it's like. And
for our next
I will say,
title,
if
we got
you can get enough people together,
yes.
I'll definitely be down for it.
Correctly,
yes.
Frankie, this is a sequel.
I certainly wouldn't do a single player.
Correctly, Sean, yes. It's a big sequel to a small indie game. Unexplored 2 is a procedural adventure, a roguelike that challenges you to fight, to be clever, and to solve its mysteries. Explore a beautiful world, engage with its creatures, and befriend its people. Search for magic lakes and ancient statues until you die. And die again. This is Unexplored 2.
What's the first one? I don't remember the first one. Sounds like a roguelike though, so it's not for me.
Big Sugar.
Oh, I think I remember that. Oh, this is definitely a roguelite. Oh.
I don't think this is for me either.
I mean, do you like roguelites at all? I'm not really into them. I've played 2 that I like.
Don't think I've ever played any.
Been playing Crypt of the Necrodancer recently, but that's because it's such an interesting take on the roguelike genre. Also has incredible music. and I've played what's it called? Has Been Heroes, which is kind of funny, but I couldn't recommend many roguelikes just because I don't really enjoy them. I don't like the idea of dying, restarting, random generation, you know.
Yeah.
It's like I actually kind of like games being linear to a degree. Like I like options, but I don't like this whole start again. It's
Divinity
different.
kind of options.
Yeah, but that's also got like it's a linear game in the sense that it's driven in one direction.
Drives you to one direction, but you've got so many different ways of getting there.
Yes.
That's what you're after, kind of thing, yeah.
Like with a roguelike, yeah, it's cool that when you play it, you then have like, you know, it's randomly generated, you know, as you've not seen it before, but it's just kind of like, I like
has good replay value, but doesn't really lead anywhere. It's like, okay, well that was pointless.
Yeah. Like each level might be like you're progressing, but every time you play it's different. But it's just Enter the Gungeon.
Doesn't really take you anywhere. There's no story, no.
Yeah. I mean, you can have a story to it. It's just
really what with a randomly generated.
You can have it like, you know, like you're trying to get. You imagine like a Diablo. You know how like Diablo 1, every time you play it and go down, like the levels, they're all randomly generated, but they still kind of has like even in that when you die, you just respawn, don't you?
Yeah.
Ooh, what's this?
Speed of this is 240 hertz monitor, I guess.
But I clearly can't see. You can't see the change. See, I've never understood this whole curve technology. Now, I'm guessing the reason why you would curve it is so that when you're sat in front of it, it kind of
immersive, yeah.
Yeah. Tearing.
It's the worst thing, isn't it?
I don't notice that a lot. I'm not a. I can pick up on pop-in and frame rate, but tearing is one thing I don't notice a huge amount. I just never know what I'm looking for. But it's a nice monitor. It's probably going to cost like 10k, but. Oh, write that one down.
Dean, we've seen the video.
What was it, Samsung G240?
Talk to me about those juicy features and specs.
So it's a 240 hertz curved gaming panel. We believe it's a world first. So you have lag-free and tear-free performance. And we
Screen
think
tear
that
is a pain in the
curve,
arse.
it's a 1500 art radius.
Yeah,
is going
it's
to be a
hard to
very
get rid of
immersive experience that you wouldn't get from a traditional flat panel.
And I wanted to ask a little bit about
240
hertz. The video is turning it faster than
3001 contrast ratio.
the screen can
So you get those
render.
deeper blacks, brighter whites, and hopefully you'll see your enemies first before they see you in the dark scenes.
Yeah, and I understand it also has G-Sync. I saw that flash up on the screen as well.
First G-Sync compatible monitor.
I also get like how expensive.
Okay, that's also good G-Sync.
Gaming show, and we're showing off a huge variety of games.
Because like a monitor itself, like a monitor this size that we are currently watching this on, you know, 80, 90 quid, just a basic model, nice decent size and whatnot. But like, yeah, I forget how expensive they are now.
Esports first-person shooters are really good.
Yeah.
Right. Well, of course, I have to ask, not just when is it available, but what type of cost are we talking?
Sure. So it'll be available in mid-July for under $400 for a 27-inch panel. So it expands our gaming lineup to 8 models.
That's not bad.
When you said 400, I mean that's the 27.
I was expecting like $4,000, not 400.
So our gaming lineup will be expanded to 8 models, ranging from 24 all the way up to a 49-inch dual QHD. Check out Samsung.com/gaming240 or see us in the back of the room for more info.
Yeah, that's right. For any of you in the audience, it's there. You can go there for it.
It is not 4K.
It's not 4K.
Not for that price point.
Well, I want to let you know that we have all sorts of
400
great
quid.
presentations and games coming up. Let's look at what's coming up.
For me, it wouldn't be. I'd be okay with that. But
stay tuned for more announcements, trailers at never before seen.
All right, so far this has been a bit of a mixed bag. This thing, it's cool stuff.
Burning questions about Borderlands 3.
Here we go. A big one.
Well, as you say, it's coming up
from Clay Entertainment.
Oh, I love Clay.
Get ready to rip the galaxy a new wormhole in Valfaris and more.
Clay are awesome. Like they made Don't
Starve.
Starve.
That look like a Heroes.
Ooh.
I could be wrong, but that one of those scenes that look like a Heroes
What's
like magic.
From Funcom?
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Funcom, here we go.
But then wouldn't they show that off at Ubisoft? They're the ones that own it. Maybe they show it on PC. It's primarily a PC game.
It's only a PC game. It's only ever been out on PC.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for the warm applause. It's very exciting for all of us at Funcom to be here at the PC Gaming Show for the very first time ever.
Community manager.
And naturally, we would like to show some of the cool stuff that we've been working on. So, without further ado, here are some of the games coming for 2019.
2019.
Something strange.
Yes! I want to play this. It's coming to Switch as well.
I've played some Mutants Year Zero. It's pretty cool.
It's like XCOM, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really
pretty
excited
tough,
about
though,
this.
pretty hard.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm all in on this game. Like, I've seen it. I was like, it looks silly. You can play as a moose.
A lot's happened since you've been traveling, Con.
I've actually given it a Seed of Evil as well.
Stalkers got each other's backs, right? What happens to you happens to me.
Oh yeah. So this is an RTS Conan. Come on, let's go.
It looks
like Age of Empires type game.
No, I said it looks like an RTS. Oh, it's wave based though.
Ah.
Okay, I lost interest.
Yeah.
I don't want a wave based RTS. That's like that zombie game that came out.
Oh, I thought it was just like an actual RTS. That's a little disappointing.
They keep doing weird things with RTSs. Don't stop it. Rooms of
If it was a story-driven RTS, I'd be 100%.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be like a doubt in my mind.
The gameplay on the base mechanics looked pretty good, but
Yeah.
like
maybe it will be both. Maybe it will just have like that as a thing. But
yeah.
The way they portrayed that was very much
it's like almost like a tower defense based thing kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which yeah, not interested.
Who would have thought? My son, off to fly among the stars.
No, he's dead, love.
Please welcome to the stage, founder and director of Mighty Kingdom, Philip Mays.
Mighty Kingdom. Collab, still there.
So yeah, at Funcom we've been doing our own games for over 26 years now. But recently we had the great pleasure to be working with some other very talented developers and help them publish their games. And on that note, I'd like to introduce Phil Mays. He is founder of Mighty Kingdom, a studio out of Australia, who has been working with us on something
Good day, mate. How's it going?
a little different.
Billabong.
Thank you, Natasha. So on April 1st this year, we put out a little trailer for something called Conan Chop Chop. And considering the date, it was perhaps no surprise that people decided that that was an April Fool's joke. So yeah, we have a little surprise for you. Check this out.
Not a joke. No joke. I've not seen this actually. Anything with Conan in, I'm down.
Is it like a food game? It was like chop chop. Is that food? Oh my god, cooking with Conan.
Cooking with Conan, that's class. Wow.
Dark Zero.
Colour me curious.
It's going to be something really silly.
I don't think it is.
It's definitely not real, but probably should be.
Oh, okay, it's me.
Oh, is it a co-op game?
Oh mate, it's gotta be. It's gonna be like a Gauntlet Legends.
Yeah. I would. It actually looks a bit like made by clay. Actually, it's weird. I'm kind of into it. I'm kind of into it. Oh, it's roguelike. No. It looks a bit like Binding of Isaac in art style.
I don't hate it, but I don't think it's for me.
What a great name. I love it. Oh, it's coming to Switch. Oh, okay, maybe I'll get it. Might do a co-op experiment on that one.
So there you have it, Conan Chop Chop. It's a roguelike action-adventure game. It's very real, and it's coming to PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch.
With it announcing all that here, but
2019. We also have a playable version here at E3 at our demo room, so if you want to give Stick Figure Conan a try, then please don't hesitate to drop by.
I like the fact that they've made it, if nothing else.
Thank you so much.
It's quite cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much replay value I would have on it.
Yeah.
It'd be fun for like the first half
Last
hour,
Oasis
maybe an hour.
is a nomadic survival game set in a post-apocalyptic future where the Earth has stopped rotating.
Whoa,
the last
that's
humans
weird.
need to outrun the blazing sun in massive open-world environments. Good times. But cheer up, sunshine. This is one of the most original-looking multiplayers we've seen, with interesting ideas underneath. A player-driven economy and some truly incredible death machines. Coming to early access on Steam on July 15th,
Ooh.
let's take a trip to the Last Oasis.
Oh, I've seen something about this a while back.
My tribe built wooden legs to lift us over the burning sands. We must move forward.
Very quiet.
Beneath the sun.
Yeah.
Different.
Oh, it looks like a survival game. Loving the design on those creature things. It's really cool. Kind of creepy, actually, in a lot of ways.
Charge! That's pretty decent.
I kind of like the idea if you can have multiple people on those craft, and like, you know, one person's driving, the other ones are like shooting.
Ram him!
Oh wow, like an auto ballista, nice. Oh, he's dead.
Took his wheel out. It's really bad.
Whoa, it's a battle cruiser. Be cool to see more of it, but not sure how I feel. It's definitely not the kind of thing I'm going to jump into.
No, it have to prove itself.
Yeah. It's the problem with multiplayer games like that. Civ?
Oh.
No?
No, this is Planetfall. Age of Wonders.
Ah, the new Age of Wonders, yeah, I have not watched anything about it, but...
Hey, I've not seen much about it, but it looks pretty cool. And I love Age of Wonders, like, oh, what a game.
We've got Shadow Magic.
Series.
I tried playing Shadow Magic and forgot, like, literally everything. I was like, oh, we used to play this. Or
and sci-fi as well, like, come on, this is...
It's kind of like Civ, isn't it, a bit?
Civ New World, I think it's called, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it Civ Brave New World? Something like that.
Something like that. And it's also a bit like Heroes-esque, isn't it?
Yeah.
Series.
It has some good things going for it.
Oh, August. This has got a nice art style as well. I like it how it looks. Maybe I should...
It's already on my list, but I'm gonna add it anyway.
I should probably, like, play 3. 3 was meant to be really good.
Yeah, I've got it. I haven't played too much of it.
Oh, God's sake. There's already too much coming out.
Yeah.
The name of the game is Age of Wonders Planetfall, a 4X strategy game, and joining me on the stage to talk about it is the game director Leonard Sass and principal gameplay developer Tom Bird. Welcome, guys. Good to be here.
Don't you know about the bird? Or say a bird?
So, Leonard, just give us the gist of what Age
bird.
of Wonders Planetfall is all about.
Sure. Age of Wonders is a turn-based strategy
Well,
game where
everybody
you
said-
play as one of the survivors of a shattered galactic empire. At the start of the game, you choose or create your own faction.
Yeah.
They include the Vanguard Expeditionary Forces, who are in cryosleep when everything went to hell. There's scavenging cyborgs, or the Amazon bioengineers who are
very
dinosaurs.
curious about this game. I kind of want to play it.
You know, I want to ask, because there's a pretty broad range of 4X strategy games. To
Any
give a
free
sense of what the
factions,
gameplay is,
though?
I just want to start from the beginning of a game. What happens when you first land on the planet?
Well, each race has their own spaceship. The spaceship comes down onto the planet. The planet is where the entire game takes place.
I'm very
and that
English.
spaceship will then transform into your capital colony, where your entire empire begins, your sort of attempt to take over the world. Around you, you've got a number of sectors, and each of these sectors has a little story, well, not most of them. So maybe you'll find a genetics lab, which is still full of horrible mutant creatures, an entertainment complex overrun by horrible robot monsters, a temple with holes in the sky and horrible demons who can't get you.
And I did see in the trailer dinosaurs with lasers, correct?
Dinosaurs with lasers.
Appreciate that.
Perfect. Well,
Cats with lasers. No, sorry, no cats with lasers.
I'm so sorry to disappoint all of you. No cats with lasers. You have to settle with dinosaurs. You know, I saw the expansive tech tree show up in the game briefly, and I know that growing resources and tech is a huge part of it.
Yeah, okay,
Strategy games, how does that
I'm
function?
in for this.
Right, so part of these tech trees come from
$50
your origin
for a
race. They
Yeah.
represent the past of where you came from.
This is about as close as you're going to get me to playing Total War.
Modules for your unit, like jetpacks for your
Work in progress. We'll start,
Well,
we'll start
cannons,
here.
bombs from space, social
You heard it here
doctrines,
first, people.
all about war.
Yeah. Step
Yeah.
one.
And then the second
of
part of the
Wonders.
tech tree
Yeah.
comes
Step
from secret
two,
technology. And
Total
it's all
War.
about the future of
No, that's like step like
so you can
5,
create
6,
like
7.
combinations
That's
between
big-
man
that
and
big a
machine
leap.
or man
Blind
and
faith.
computers.
Yeah.
Others
new
include
order.
doomsday technologies that allows you to infect the
Wolfenstein
entire
all over
population
again.
with alien
Yeah.
brain-eating parasites, or win the game by splitting space-time.
I love how many details
Yeah,
you're giving me of the
sometimes
horrors
I
that
play
await on the
Total War.
planet.
The future is not a pretty place.
Run Chasko.
Well, I want to ask about some of the combat that we saw, because in a lot of strategy games, the combat can be very brief. It just you know, shows two armies pinging off each other, but I understand that the tactical layer is quite rich.
Right, so when combat starts, you'll see, like on the world map, maybe like a little sort of space lab or something like that. When you go into combat, you will zoom all the way in, and you will be inside the lab. You'll see all the pipes and all of the goops flowing around. All of your units, which you've been putting together and built, are now deployed in turn-based combat. You can move
it's Civ, but with heroes type of gameplay rather than Civ is very automatic.
Which is, I mean, I don't want to be identically like Civ, but because it looks like Civ, it's got that kind of hex or square or circle thing.
Monsters, they run forward and slash people and puke acid on them, that kind of thing.
I mean, how long do some of these battles end up lasting?
But yeah,
it depends. A short battle can be
very heroes based, and I love that.
3 minutes, but at the end of the game, you've got a massive siege with like 20 units on your side, 20 units on their side. You've got orbital cannons blasting holes in the world, and that can maybe take 30
Suddenly I
minutes.
thought, I know this will never happen.
Talk to us about when
I kind of wish they would show off and someone would bring out a new Commandos
this August 6th.
I'm ready for one of those.
Available on PC, multiple platforms,
it's never going to happen.
Consoles, and it's available for pre-order now.
August 6th.
Hey, what's that URL?
It's aow-planetfall.com.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's less than 2 months away. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me up on the stage.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you for sharing the horrors of the future. And for our next game, Frankie, I have to ask you, what year is it?
Why, the year is 1946, Sean, my dear boy. Europe lies in ruins torn apart by the satanic Plan Z. A brave band of heroes cast the Fuhrer into hell, but little do they know, the nightmare is far from over. Achtung! This is the world-exclusive reveal of the next shooter from the makers of Sniper Elite 4.
Oh. Is it another Sniper Elite? Is it Sniper Elite 5?
Yeah, probably.
Need to play one of those at some point.
Rated M for mature.
Graphics are pretty cool.
Yeah. It's Commandos!
Imagine how good that would be.
Oh my god. I fucking love Commandos. Oh, it's a zombie game. Lost interest immediately.
Yeah. Definitely ain't no Commandos.
It's Nazi zombies, that's what it is.
Probably.
Yeah. Maybe it's just me. Like, I don't mind some of the old like wave-based zombie stuff, but it's got to the point where it's just oversaturation now. It's like, yeah, that was fun like 5 years ago. That's a good demon, actually. Boom. Ugh. Business.
Over here!
Just die.
Why don't you just pick up the
Come on, let's
flamethrower? There we go.
Attaboy.
Don't leave it there.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I'm guessing it's a co-op game. Co-op 4-player zombie defense thing.
It's each other idea to take a machine gun with you.
Well, you made a mistake, mate. Alright. About to say, there's probably mistakes staying up there. They're all gonna die anyway, regardless.
Yeah, you say that.
I mean, you're gonna need something better than like a sniper rifle.
Oh, that should put me off even more.
Zombie Army Dead War 4.
It's a cool screensaver, but no.
Yeah.
Later on the PC gaming show.
Needs to see some gameplay, like if it's
a
basically
love letter
just
to
that.
classic JRPGs.
Huh.
What's next for Warframe?
Oh, Warframe.
Oh, Warframe's good.
A surreal noir
Got it.
adventure
Never played it.
set before, during, and
It's free,
after
innit?
the Big Bang. Baldur's Gate 3.
Woohoo.
Nice.
And more.
Savage.
Flushy.
Blood, language, and violence.
100 years.
Metro?
The root have ravaged the earth.
This is Mutant.
An unending assault without reason. We are victims to a hatred
What are
that
you?
we do not understand. This evil will consume our world and
Kraken.
countless worlds beyond.
Release the. Oh wait, no, that's not my line.
Unless you rise.
Ah, Cthulhu.
Need it.
He's a fucking he.
Fury and
Oh, it's that Revenant thing by
seek the
what are they called?
source of death itself.
Darksiders dudes, yeah.
Prepare yourselves. They are here.
Let's co-op, maybe.
Yep. Look at this. Add it to the list.
Oh, I like the dodging.
Oh, Remnant from the ashes. Wow, that's really quick.
Joining me on the stage to talk about Remnant from the Ashes. In that trailer, we got the chance to see so much new gameplay footage and new environments. Let's welcome the CEO of Gunfire Games, David Adams.
Okay.
So David, I want to ask right away, for those who are unfamiliar with Remnant from the Ashes, what kind of game is it?
So Remnant's a co-op action shooter set on an apocalyptic Earth and across a bunch of
okay.
worlds.
And I mean, in that trailer, we got the chance to see a huge variety of different environments. Like, what are these different places? Who's the player in this story?
So as a player, you're on sort of a Odyssey-like quest to save the world, and we really wanted to have a bunch of different cool locales that you go to just to experience a bunch of different
stuff. Is it just like
you start on Earth, but it rapidly
or
changes very quickly as you get into the game.
And one thing that we've talked about before is that replayability is a huge focus of the game, that you could play through it 10 times and still be seeing new bosses, new monsters, new locations. How exactly does that work?
Yeah, I think one of the coolest features of the game is the dynamic generation system. So we generate the maps, the enemies, the quests, NPCs, bosses, everything.
You've built those all by hand, right?
Yeah, it's all hand scripted, but the system takes all the pieces and stitches it together. So you might play the game and come into work and say, hey, I talked to a giant tree and fought a dragon boss, and I'll be like, I met a guy in a helicopter, an old guy in a helicopter, and killed a tree ant. And we'd have completely different experiences playing the same game.
And you just have to keep going through and eventually explore what all the possibilities are.
Yeah, you can play the game over and over again to see the stuff. You can jump into your friend's world to experience the content in their world, and that's a big part of the game, just jumping in and seeing what you get.
Well, I want to ask about loot, which is, I understand, a big part of the game. How does it function alongside this ever-shifting gameplay experience?
Yeah, the loot in the game is all legendary items, and it's tied into the dynamic generation. So if you fight a boss or meet an NPC or get a cool
well, it's got damage numbers, so that's
generally
good.
coincides with a cool unique item. It might be a boss weapon or a magical item or armor. So if you play the game and you get all completely different events, you'll have different equipment than I have.
And in the trailer, I also saw that there were 3 people walking through these. And you mentioned the co-op experience. How does co-op function in the world?
So the game is full co-op from beginning to end. You can jump in at any point.
Grim.
The game's definitely
never nice seeing a number one
I mean,
fire.
people die a lot in this game.
Yeah,
so
it's a better gun.
There's a huge advantage to bringing your friends to come in there and help you take down bosses or fight off different events or just generally progress through the world.
Yeah, well, I mean, as a big fan of Bloodborne and Dark Souls, I'm really looking forward to Remnant from the Ashes. What's the release date, and where can people go for more information?
So Remnant's coming out August 20th on
awesome.
PC and Xbox and PS4. And if you pre-order the game now, you can actually get in early and start playing the game August 16th.
Well, awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, David Adams from Gunfire Games.
Yeah, okay. We'll see a bit more of the game, I'll be honest, but got potential.
And as we mentioned earlier, keep those questions coming.
Get
I will be
co-op experience
on stage, the creative director of Borderlands 3, everything you want to know. Doesn't matter what platform you're on, just use hashtag PCGamingShow. And until that time, let's talk about our next title. This one was announced 2 years ago at the PC Gaming Show here. It's a game from Clay Entertainment called Griftlands. It's changed quite a bit in the last 2 years. It's now a deck-building roguelike where you don't just fight, but you also negotiate your way through a broken-down sci-fi world.
Make another Mark of the Ninja. That game is amazing.
On July 11th in alpha. Let's take a look at some of the footage of what you'll be playing.
It's the only problem with Clay. They have an amazing art style, but they keep making games that I don't want to play now. Oh, I just love it. The hell?
Yeah, that's pretty cool actually.
Yeah, they've got. If you watch like the cutscenes for like Mark of the Ninja or Shank, they're like this. It's really cool.
You know what? This looks pretty cool.
I'm not a fan of deck builders like this. I mean, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But
as far as deck builders goes, a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's kind of sick of seeing games turn into deck builders. But.
And July 11th, that's like not long, a month.
Epic Game Store.
Standard.
Clay is a good company though. Like I really like the stuff
Planet
they put out.
Zoo is the latest game from the makers of the brilliant Planet Coaster. Please
welcome it's Planet Coaster
Piers Jackson
people.
and Lisa Bowens from Frontier Developments. Now Piers, what kind of zoo are we going to be running here?
So Planet Zoo is a new management sim game from us. It involves you building and looking after a modern zoo, and you get to look after the most authentic animals we believe you've ever seen in the world.
Oh yeah, I do like a good zoo.
Each of our animals are unique. They have their own needs, their own
I
desires,
could juggle
their
how
own
many
behaviours.
fucks I give about this.
They interact with and react with the world and the world around.
And to give you a clue, I can't juggle.
Yeah.
Really
I
excited
am not
to
the
show
biggest
everyone
fan
here
of
our
simulator
gameplay
games,
video
full stop,
and
but I do
some
like a
exciting
few, but yeah, I'm not.
Fantastic. Let's buy the world's largest family pass and take
Not going to be much for me. It's not going to do much for me, but you know, I'm glad it exists. People that like these kind of games. So, you know, Farming Simulator, for example, is such a funny game. Like, not a game I'd ever play, but my god, does it sell millions of copies in Europe.
Yeah, it's Lion King.
Yeah.
I will give it.
Looks nice.
Yeah, graphics wise, I was going to say it's insane. Too bad it's.
I give it when it comes out. I guarantee it'll be on your channel. It'll be like, "Hi guys, we're going to be playing."
Yeah,
Planet
so
Zoo.
we're going to do a brand new series playthrough for Zoo.
Yeah.
Dream Zoo.
I've always wanted to be a
mind if I
zookeeper.
diddly do?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm afraid not.
I know.
Sorry, guys.
I know someone who would love this game.
I do as well, actually.
Yeah. We're going to send her the trailer later, I think.
Yeah. All our work colleagues would love this.
Yeah.
Over it. If they've got tapirs in it, 100%. Like, there's not even.
Well, there's monkeys. They're getting close.
Tapirs is what we want. There's a tapir.
Yeah, I'll give him credit. That actually looks really nice. It's a really nice looking game. Oh, he's putting on the list.
Not my list. No, I'm going to send my friend a link.
Hippos pooing. Yeah. Adorable baby elements. It's absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to play it. But before we saw the trailer, Piers mentioned this is a modern zoo, but what exactly does that mean?
So nowadays when you go to the zoo, you're not just going to see all the lovely, pretty animals. You go there, you want to be, you know, learning about conservation, you want to learn about the research that they're doing, you want to be educated. And these are all things that you're going to be able to do in Planet Zoo. And these ideas of the modern zoo is really what we take to heart, and we're going to be promoting, you know, the health and the welfare of your animals.
zoo, though.
As the most important thing to do.
And Piers, when can we see more gameplay, and when are we going to be able to get our hands on it ourselves?
So we're obviously demoing the game all this week at E3, but most people aren't going to be able to see that.
British
So
developers
we've
as well.
presentation.
Kind of interesting.
Lisa's done a fantastic voiceover for it, and we'll be releasing that onto Frontier's YouTube channel. That goes live this Friday at 11 AM Pacific time.
Well, fantastic. I cannot wait to watch. Thank you so much for joining us, Piers and Lisa, everyone.
More zoo games.
Next up, we have a very special guest all the way from Japan.
Ooh,
nice.
Please welcome to the stage, gaming industry legend and Shenmue creator, Yu Suzuki.
Oh, Shenmue.
That is right. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the stage is a legend of Japanese game development. It's Mr. Yu Suzuki.
Hello, everyone.
In addition to being the brains behind the following games, Hang On, Space Harrier, Outrun, Afterburner, Virtual Racing, and Virtual Fighter, Yusan also created the Shenmue series.
Space Harrier.
And he's here to talk about Shenmue 3 right now. Take it away, Yusan.
この場に立てて光栄です。
Oh, get that man a mic.
Yeah.
それと20年支えてくれたファンの皆さんありがとう。I just want to say thank you to all the fans supporting me for the long 20 years. Thank you very much. The wait is nearly over.
That's right. Let's take a world exclusive look at Shenmue 3.
This is a game that people are going absolutely crazy for. Not a game that series I've ever had any interest in playing, but let's see what they've got to show.
Don't even know what they're on about.
Honestly, I don't think your kung fu is strong enough.
Shenmue was known for like putting loads of things into games, loads of like systems. That's kind of why it was
a long
like Street
time
Fighter
ago.
type of game.
It's more like open worldy.
But humans are interesting creatures. They practiced in secret, away from prying eyes, and became
you go to work and you go to your job. It's like a lot of that whole like living a life of a person. Like, it's hard to explain. You'd have to like read about it or see about it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like fighting mechanics. There was like day job mechanics. There's like all sorts of kinds of stuff you could do. But
what did you say to me? Stop it.
They threaten and extort money from shop owners, get drunk by noon, and cause trouble. Everyone in town is afraid of them. They are heartless.
Hey, wait right there.
Okay.
Game.
This is him, the Japanese guy who got in our way.
You've got some guts to barge in here on your own.
It's finally coming out.
I know so many people have been waiting for Shenmue 3. I would like to once again thank you so much. Thank you, Yusan, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Now our next title is near and dear to my childhood heart. It's based upon a game I grew up playing called Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Let's take a look at an upcoming collaboration between Coffee Stain Studios and Lava Potion.
Oh.
Okay.
The interest has been piqued.
Yeah. Colour me interested now.
Oh,
not this art style, come on.
They're going
better graphics, please.
They've gone with a pixel art style. That's...
If it was better pixel art, maybe.
That is actually kind of garish.
That hurts my eyes. Sorry, what's the voiceover? I can't hear shit.
This is the problem. Is like a lot of people go with this style because it's easy to do. Like, you don't need like 3D, but
the thing is, I think Heroes of Might and Magic 2's graphics was actually better than this, whatever this is.
That has a really nice hand-drawn style, I think.
Trouble is, it could have been a great game. It's just I'll never play it because what is this? That's not never play it. I'm unlikely to play it.
Unleashed on them all, so in these final hours, we'll raise and rebuild to take back what was ours.
Interesting. We see some gameplay. Songs of Conquest. Classic adventure strategy.
I'm gonna add it to my list just to look at.
The name of the game is Songs of Conquest, and here to join me in talking about it is the lead designer from Lava Potion, Carl Toftfeld. Hey, Carl.
Hi, hey, thanks.
I mean, let's just start off for anyone who maybe hasn't played the Heroes of Might and Magic series. What is Song of Conquest?
What are you playing at if you haven't played it?
It's all about, well, you kind of start out with
Blur, Blur
on the end of the trailer, and from there you recruit your wielders. It's what we call our commanders, and you recruit an army, and then you kind of send off your wielders on an adventure. And they go exploring the world, they pick up resources, to flag mines, and with those resources, you upgrade your town. So you
more games need to stop using that style. Like, as someone who loves pixel art, love Shovel Knight,
I know
and
that
other games
part
do
of
it,
the
but
core
like
loop is obviously get the resources.
I just feel like if
but
they
for what
just
reason?
it looks better now than zoomed out. Like it looks a lot better now.
Yeah, so the
when
battle
zoomed
is
out.
like the whole game.
Like the closer in again, it just looks horrible.
So you go into combat, you bring all your troops in, and
Show a fight.
them,
That'd be
and
really
then all
cool if
the
they actually showed like an actual fight, so you see what that's like.
Sure, sure.
It looks exactly like Heroes. So why would I play this over Heroes?
But instead of like pawns and bishops, you have like
I'm not seeing the.
Great, griffins and so
Plus,
on.
Heroes 3 still looks really good.
You know, as someone
Heroes
who
3 looks
loves
better than
the
this, and that
Might
came out in
series,
like
I know that you have translated a lot of gameplay elements into
98,
songs
99,
and
something like
concepts,
that.
but
Yeah.
what are some of the modern elements that you're bringing in?
Well, there's a lot of it, but I mean, one of them is our magic system.
Yeah.
We call it the essence. So basically, in the Songs of Conquest universe, everything has an essence within there. It's sort of like the soul. So your troops, they have an essence. And to do magic, you need to bring the troops with the right essence with your wielders.
Oh, I see.
So if you want to like make your troops go faster, you need to bring a troop that has that essence, like cavalry.
And maybe to ask a basic question, what if my opponent kills that cavalry?
Then you can't do the magic. So.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're fighting someone, you kind of have to like weigh the pros and cons of what to kill off. Like, do you want to destroy their magic or their powerful troops?
Where can people go to get more information? And as always, when's it coming out?
In late 2020.
Oh, it's quite a ways off.
It's quite a ways off, but you can
Well,
go
you
to
got time to improve your graphics then.
and sign up for alpha. And then, later.
Well,
yeah.
As you know,
late
I'm really looking forward to
2020.
playing
Well,
it,
that's
Thanks
off
for
the list
joining
then.
us.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't understand.
Now our next title
Oh well.
is an update to a popular co-op game. Let's see what's in store for Vermintide 2.
Ooh. More rats, that's what the game clearly needs.
More Skaven.
It's now got a 40k mode.
Nice.
What's the combat like in this game? It looks fun.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah. I should probably play this.
Well, I'm down for a co-op.
Yeah.
I've already got the game, so.
It also looks really good.
Graphically, yeah, graphically is amazing. It is a good game, but it is one of those.
You play some rats now. That'd be awesome.
No. I highly doubt it.
I don't know, it looks like you can play some rats.
Yeah, it does a bit, actually.
I wonder if it's like an extra mode. Oh yeah.
Ranked, boys.
Let's go!
Okay. Piqued my interest.
Play as a little assassin dude.
You just saw the reveal of the new PvP mode coming to Vermintide 2,
That
which
makes
turns
it
the
more
Warhammer
interesting.
Fantasy cooperative game into something even more brutally competitive. It looks deliciously vile, and surely dismembering Skaven is so much more satisfying when you know you're going ham on a fellow player, making him or her cry little baby rat tears behind their computer screen. You can sign up now for the Vermintide 2 versus Beta.
That looks fun. That's very much Left 4 Dead, that game, so.
Versus. In Per Aspera, you're an artificial consciousness orbiting Mars, whose ultimate purpose is to terraform the planet, starting from a single drone in your landing site and turning the planet into a flourishing second home for humanity.
Maybe.
Courtesy of developer Talon Industries and publisher Raw Fury, here's a first ever look at Per Aspera.
It's like Civ, I'm in.
It's anything like Civ.
As we all know,
keen.
Reaching the Red Planet was not
Love space
humanity's
games.
greatest achievement.
It's gonna be pixel art.
Oh my god, I would literally die.
I'm calling it now.
So they can succeed where we fail. So they can build us a home on that distant, dusty rock.
Solus Planum.
Okay. Today, Amy reaches Mars.
Oh,
and begins their
Borderlands are cell shading.
Amy, are you with us?
Are you with me?
Of course, I'm with you, Houston.
Okay, so you build a network and stuff. Is that fudge? Oh, this is like one of those crazy ass like automated games, isn't it? Once you build stuff up, it all automates and things.
I'm not. Nah.
Need to see more. I need to see like
In
more.
the Assassin's Creed universe, our next guest sent players back in time to rewrite history. But for his debut project with indie studio Panache Digital Games, he's going to take us back 10 million years to where humanity began. Here to tell us all about Ancestors is creative director and co-founder Patrice Desolé. Welcome, Patrice.
Thank you for having
the guy
me.
who worked
Really
on Style
happy
on
to be here.
Yeah.
Been waiting 10 years.
Yes.
To come back on a big stage at E3 showing off a game.
Well, it's fantastic to have you back. I just want to ask, what inspired you to tell the story of human evolution?
Well, when I started Panache, I needed a game, an open world game in which you can do a lot of things. You need a character in a 3D environment at first. And I said, oh, I'm the historical guy, I'm the historical dude, so I need an historical
Graphics
period.
pretty
I said,
banging.
oh, let's go back at the very beginning.
Play as a monkey.
It'll be easier to do. Because I
Sounds
won't
like
have to build
Spore,
a
is
city,
it?
I won't have to build technology, and I was
Go back some years then.
because we built Africa 10 million years ago. And that's not easy to build.
It doesn't sound easy. I mean, how have you turned those themes into gameplay?
Well, you play our last common ancestor, right, of all the big apes, and then you have to explore your environment, and eventually you expand your territory, you expand your clan, because you're not playing that one badass character. You play a group of badass characters. And eventually you evolve into different species, up until you see the Australopithecus roughly 2 million years ago.
They can put it
I
off.
imagine our ancestors had a lot more issues to deal with than we do today. There's going to be a lot more dangers in this world, so tell me a bit more about those.
Well, it's all about from a prey to a predator. Basically, at the beginning of the game, everybody's there to kill you and devour you.
It depends on
and basically at
mechanics
the
has.
end, it's pretty much
That'll make or break it for me.
You're the predator.
Looks
and
lovely.
everybody's afraid of you.
Yeah,
that's the idea of Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey.
I mean, who doesn't want to play as a monkey?
What is the key to evolving your clan successfully?
Curiosity. You need to explore, because, you know, I made a game about characters and you needed to follow the story I wrote for you. This time, you're basically writing the story.
Which primate is best?
Right?
Human, gorilla,
there's no
human,
story per
gorilla,
se
come on.
Inside. It's not about going and see mission givers. It's not about
Chimps.
looking at the mini maps and the little dots.
Just 'cause they're
It's
cute.
about you, hey,
Or
Homo
monkeys.
sapiens. Can you survive like our
Humans are the best,
ancestors
though.
did? And that's the question I'm asking the players. It'll be for you to answer that question August 27th.
Oh, that's coming out soon.
Well, I was going
on PC first.
I was going to ask you when we can see it, and
PC
you answered my
first,
question
come
Thank
on.
you so much.
It's not
It's the right way. It's the right way round. Get on, buddy.
It's not often that happens anymore.
Thank you.
Ancestors. Okay.
The way of the chimp.
Okay.
Oh, Epic Games. What are you showing? Showing that you've got no friggin' basket.
What is it, Ancestors? What numbers are
I
coming up?
missed the rest of it.
August.
Yeah, August. There you go, Humankind Odyssey. That actually does look quite fun. Oh wow.
Halfless, hello.
Hell? Untitled Goose Game! This looks so stupid! Can't wait to play that. You laugh, it looks so funny. They have to steal like a farmer's hat and stuff. Oh, tank game. Okay, not a tank
Phantom
game.
Brigade.
Another pixel art game that looks terrible.
Oh, Rune 2. Okay, this could be good.
What the golf? Oh, it's a physics game.
Oh, this is pretty cool.
Chivalry! Oh, you can like.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow, you can actually drop kick people. Alright, I'm in. I was already sold. I'm in now.
What do I sign? Oh, about Borderlands 3 in it. Oh, hello. What's this? Is it Borderlands?
Battle Royale.
Is it? No.
Oh, auto chess. Is it? Total auto chess? see a lot of people playing it, so unless it's like an actual version of it now. Yeah, auto chess. I thought that was on.
Please welcome to the stage, Loring Lee, founder and CEO of Dragon Nest.
Steam.
Indeed, auto chess has turned out to be a sensation, with hundreds of thousands, millions of players getting a taste of it. And here to talk about its coming to PC is Loring Lee. Take it away,
Loring.
Loring.
On PC.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Loring Lee. Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
I'm the CEO and founder of Dragon's Game. Dragon's Game is a game developer and publisher, comes from China. I'm so happy to be here today on this stage to introduce our game, Auto Chess, to all of you. This is really an exciting moment for us. As the trailer says, this is a real engaging game of Auto Chess. Dragon's now is working with the creator of Auto Chess, Jodo Studio. We are working together to bring Auto Chess to the world, both on PC and mobile, so that everyone from anywhere with any device can enjoy the same fun of Auto Chess. Now we are building the PC version with by using the game engine of Unreal Engine 4. As everyone knows, Unreal Engine is one of the best game engines of the world. With the help of Epic Games and by the power of Unreal, I believe we can finish our job quickly and efficiently. And today, I'm very glad to announce the PC version of Auto Chess will be coming to the Epic Games Store. I look forward.
It's on Steam already, I think.
I look forward to all of you playing Auto Chess on PC later this year. Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you, Loring Lee.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Thanks so much for sharing the news with us. Once again, Auto Chess, if you have not played it, you must check it out. It is so fun. Our next title with Frankie up above, I understand is an inspired indie game.
We'll find out, Sean, because one of the things we love about PC gaming is the way that game creators from all over the world can draw inspiration from one another's work. Chris Tales is a great example of that, a gorgeous indie love letter to classic JRPGs developed by a team in Colombia.
Oh,
Chris
wow.
Tales' spin on the
That's not a
genre
place
brings
you
a
get
unique
much
perspective
teams
that
from.
lets you see the past, present,
Crikey.
and future on one screen at the same time. So you'll see the future change based on your decisions in real time. Here's the world exclusive reveal of Chris Tales.
Of what?
Speaking of Civ, I should probably get the expansions at some point.
It's not me.
I was going to say, it's definitely the kind of game I can see you playing. Look at it. Wow.
Could you make the hard decisions?
I like the colour in this.
And would you be strong enough to fight?
Well, she got swords, so that makes it more interesting.
This is classic turn-based. It's a lot of time stuff.
If you learn from the past,
that's because it's good.
And act in the present.
Yeah, it's a good thing to go with.
You can rewrite the future.
I love things that are kind of like
mess with it up.
Yeah.
Demo. What the?
In PC gaming,
okay.
It's not the size of your weapon, it's how you use it. And I'm holding one of the, well quite frankly, it's a bit average, isn't it? It's just your average, you know, Glock, really. No, it's one of the ridiculous alien weapons from our next game, Valfaris. A brutal, heavy metal-infused 2D action platformer inspired by true old-school classics like Contra.
If you like Contra, then I am down.
Assuming the role of fearless
Pixel art, calling it now.
Players must blast and slash their way through the doomed citadel of Valfaris, overcoming its deadly environments and enemies before challenging the arms.
It's a 2D game, though.
It's very
it's a 2D game, is it?
Get ready to rip the galaxy a new wormhole. From publisher Big Sugar, this is Valfaris.
Wow, that looks like a 3DS game. Holy shit. Oh, it's pixel art.
You're right.
It's because it's just easier to make this pixel art. I mean, to make good pixel art's hard, but like... This looks like a Metroidvania, actually. Castlevania mixed with God knows what else. It'll end up on Switch. It'll do really well on that console.
Do shit for me.
Yeah. Good thing it went with the pixel art over that like 3D that they had then.
I'm very excited for our next guest. In case you have not been in downtown LA, E3 is covered with Borderlands 3 art. It's amazing, it's beautiful.
Yeah, boy!
And joining me is the amazing and beautiful Paul Sage, creative director of Borderlands 3. Beautiful. Yeah, there you go, Paul. Welcome. I mean, there's been so much hype around Borderlands 3. What's the stuff you're really excited to be sharing this year at E3?
Oh man, so you know, we've talked about our Vault Hunters. Well, this time we get to talk about Moze, and she is our gunner Vault Hunter, so she has a big mech.
Oh, cool.
Things. All about loot. We're talking about, you know, the different loot, such as shields, grenades, those things, going to different planets, so a lot of stuff to talk about.
Well, I mean, I want to start right off with Moze. Tell us everything you can about her.
Okay, yes, I'll tell you everything I can. So Moze, again, like I said, she's a mech pilot. She has this big mech. It's called Iron Bear. She gets into Iron Bear. Yeah. You know, we have multiple action skills, which means that she can equip either a minigun or a railgun.
So nobody
or
likes
a flamethrower. You know, if you want to barbecue your enemies, something like that. You know, yeah, Moze is a terrifically fun character for us right now.
Now, we've been excited to be collating a whole bunch of community questions. We're going to break them into two categories. First, there's a whole bunch of repeat questions that I want to make sure we get to right now. One of the big categories is about loot, because you've mentioned having a billion guns earlier, but what can you tell us about some of the other gear, the other progression systems?
Yeah, well, Flak and Moze, because nobody else has seen it.
Let's talk about grenades, like one of my favorite things that we don't get to talk about a lot. So in the past, we've had grenades that they've had like one thing, they can bounce, they can stick to different things, you know. This time we're combining like all of those things. So for instance, the other day I was playing and I threw a grenade, and that grenade had a bounce, it would stick, and explode, and the grenade would fire guns as it was going through, right? So we have like a ton of different grenades that are in there.
Oh no, it's died.
Shield where if you die,
there we go.
That shield will extend out in front of
and
you.
We're back.
You know, so just tons of different things that we have with our characters. Class mods. Class mods are unique, and that they give you skills this time as well as enhance skills.
That gun looks amazing.
I also remember.
Where do I sign up to get one of them?
So
random, mate.
You know, we've kind of concentrated on like, hey, does the game feel fluid? Can I, you know, slide into things? Can I jump? Can I mantle? Right. So when we were playing with that, we slid into a barrel, right? And the barrel exploded. And we're like, well, that's kind of fun. Yeah. So why don't we do something like that? So our artifacts actually add certain things to movement. So for instance, you can slide faster. You can slide, and every time you slide, there's an explosion. We have something we call.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, they've broken it.
Second category of questions unrelated to loot. Well, there's going to be a single-player campaign. What's going to be happening after the campaign? What are some of the beyond the single-player, maybe end-game content that you can talk about?
All right, end-game content. Okay, well, it's E3, so I give a little bit. So we have this thing what we call the Guardian system. So for those people who played Borderlands before, you might remember Badass Ranks. Badass Ranks, you can get, you know, it's basically kind of an infinite progression system that added to your stats. Yeah. We doubled down on that. We have what we call Guardian Rank. And Guardian Rank not only has that infinite progression, but it has skills and different skins that you can open up as you go through. And the cool thing about that is like every character that you play on that account gets the benefits of Guardian Rank.
Oh, interesting.
Nice, so it's the same but with more stuff.
All right, last category we're going to go through, and then we're going to hit some rapid fire questions. How do the boss fights in Borderlands 3 compare to Borderlands 1 and 2? I know those were big aspects. How do you build upon that?
Right, so I think of a boss fight, you know, like I'm an old school Nintendo fan, right? So I love huge boss fights that have like three phases and stuff like that. So now those people, you know, smart people in the audience know that we've talked about going to vaults instead of vault, right? And so there are different like huge boss encounters there that are just, you know, multi-phase boss encounters. We have
can't see, but we are nodding.
So
there's a mutual look of respect.
Well, now I want to ask really quick questions that should be very brief. First from Castere, how will you be handling multiplayer?
I have actually got that entire
we will
week off.
basically be allowing anybody to jump in at any time.
I've got the
so
weekend and the week off to play it.
MHL Animations. Can I pet the gun? Great question.
I'm not here to judge what you do with your gun, so that's a personal question.
All right, great. Sam Wiseman asks, is Maya's new companion a siren?
People are asking the right questions. That's what I will say about that.
Oh, you tease. All right, from Ironic Sanguine says, is Tiny Tina going to be seen fighting alongside the Vault Hunters?
Yes.
Nice. All right, I'm just going to blast through a couple more as fast as I possibly can. Right. What's the level cap at launch?
50.
Will we get to see Flak?
Yes.
Will we see golden keys and or shift codes for Borderlands 3?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Will there be duels?
Cheeky key?
Cheeky
yes.
key?
Other kinds of PvP?
Yes and no.
And also maybe.
Perfect. Yeah.
And will you be able to transfer weapons between your characters?
Absolutely, right from the start.
Perfect. And when is the damn game coming out?
Friday the 13th, 2019, September 13th.
Perfect.
Press F to respect
Borderlands.com for more information. Thanks so much for joining me on stage.
John, thank you.
And once again, if you have not seen all the setups in downtown for Borderlands 3, they're beautiful. Our next game, we're going to be revisiting a guest that we saw earlier in the show. He's upstairs with Frankie. What you got for us?
Oh, hi, we're live. Sorry. Hello, I was just, I was actually testing out my outfit for this weekend. I don't know, what do you think, John?
I think you look really sharp, as always.
Very sharp. Well, thank you so much. John Gibson, president of Tripwire, thank you for joining us again on the show.
Yeah,
very busy man, yes.
Yes.
Now, last year, we revealed Man-Eater to the world. And can you remind anyone who missed it what the game's all about?
Absolutely. Man-Eater is an open-world action RPG, or Shark PG as we call it. You start as a small baby shark pup, and you have to survive in this harsh world and try to eat your way to the top of the ecosystem.
It's a roguelike.
We think sum the game up the best are eat, explore, and evolve. And we also have someone we'd like you to meet.
Well, let's meet him then. Let's take a look at the new trailer.
If this is even remotely interesting, I'll be shocked. Graphics are good. I'll give it that.
Oh no! What is going on? I'm interested, but I don't really know what the game's about. Like,
shark eating man.
Come any closer with that camera, we two gonna tussle.
I'll tell you what, given what he was talking about, they made it a little bit interesting.
Yeah, like I like the idea that you're just going around and eating people.
John!
But I still
Who was
don't
that
think it's
appalling
me.
best fisherman in the trailer? Because quite frankly, not even I would eat him.
That was Scaly Pete. And Scaly Pete's the villain in this tale. Pete is a best fisherman in the Gulf, best shark fisherman, or he'll tell you he's the best shark fisherman. And he disfigures our baby shark at the beginning of the game and does some really nasty things. So he's not a very nice guy. And now the story of Man-Eater is told through the lens of a reality show called Shark Hunters versus Man-Eaters. And it follows Pete and the player shark on its adventures. And you know, it's a really, it's a very exciting way to tell a story.
And based on that trailer, to be honest, John, it looks like your main goal of the shark is to just bite everything.
Yeah, there is an awful lot of man-eating going on in this game. That is the name of the game.
I kind of want to. Here we go.
But we'd like to think of the game as a shark-tastic fun action game. It's like GTA if you were a shark. But there's.
All right, I'm in.
There is more to the game than just eating. So we spent a lot of time moving through the water, breaching out, and adding abilities to go up on the beach for an afternoon snack. There's a lot of exciting things that you can do in the game.
And you mentioned before it's a Shark PG. How does that progression system work?
So there's three facets to the Shark PG elements of the game. There's growth, there's life phases, and there's evolutions. So growth comes about through eating things, nutrients, people, whatever you can find. And that's kind of like your XP in the game. That allows you to level up, your shark will grow a little bit, you'll get more powerful. And then at key phases that we call life phases, you'll make a big jump. So let's say you're a brooding teenage shark and you're about to become an adult. When you become an adult, you take a big leap in size, a big leap in power and capability. And then as you reach these life phases, you unlock evolutions that can be applied to parts of the shark's body. For example, you could get metallic teeth that allow you to shred boats, or a powerful tail that allows you to jump to incredible heights, or you could get mutated lungs that allow you to spend a little more time on the beach getting those afternoon snacks.
Just really quickly, John, everyone's wanting to know this question. When's it coming out?
So we're really hard hammerheading away at this game and trying to make it the most awesome shark RPG ever. We're not ready to announce a date, but we're pretty certain you're going to see it before the next PC gaming show.
Well, I hope we do, John. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start biting people. In fact, I'm quite hungry at the moment, so I think actually I'm going to find an audience member because you guys look tasty. So I'll see you in a bit. I'm just going to have a snack. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
She's class.
I kind of want to see more of it. Like, I am definitely curious about it. I don't know how much replay value there would be in a game like that, but I do kind of like the fact that you're just doing crazy flips and stuff with a shark.
I mean, it's...
So
it would have taken an absolute miracle for me to be even remotely interested. The fact that it piqued my interest. So, kudos to them.
Playthrough coming?
Nah, definitely not. No chance.
Watch this space, guys.
No, not a chance in hell.
You know, one of the absolute best parts about being sponsored by iWin for the PC Gaming Show is that I get to sit for this next segment and talk to you about Terraria. Terraria is one of the best-selling PC games of all time, selling almost 30 million copies. And part of the reason why it's maintained such popularity is the fact that the developers Relogic continue to add content, going from 250 items at release to now over 4,000. Let's take a look at their penultimate expansion.
This is a game I don't know if you know much about Terraria. You're not going to like it. Pixel art style.
Brilliant.
I've watched a lot of stuff by this game. I actually kind of like this game, but it's like 2D Minecraft is the best way to describe it. Except there's
2D Minecraft, and that's the thing.
And there's loads of questing in it.
Jesus Christ.
This game is hugely popular. Oh, they've added minecarts. But yeah, you actually have to like get weapons and shit and fight raid bosses and stuff. But yeah, not for me. But I have seen a ton of gameplay over the years.
It is the first time I've ever seen this game.
Really?
I have seen it on Steam.
Yeah.
Like I've seen the game advertised on Steam. As soon as I saw the even the logo, I was like, nope.
Definitely your cup of tea.
No, not even close. Oh.
Oh no.
Air matching. That's right, I'm not missing much.
Oh. Yeah, ended it anyway.
The next title that we're going to be looking at is a game that is the spiritual successor to Her Story. It's called Telling Lies by Annapurna Interactive, and joining me to talk about it is game director Sam Barlow.
I think. Is that the one?
Actor
no, Her Story is the one about the
welcome, gentlemen.
The FMV game. We have to like figure out what she's lying about. I think.
If you haven't played Her Story, you totally should. It's fantastic. I want to note, it is a game where you watch live interactive video in order to uncover what happened with a murder. What is it that's going on in Telling Lies? What's the premise?
So, like Her Story, Telling Lies is a game in which you watch video footage to piece together a story. And this time we have a woman who has stolen an NSA hard drive, which contains secretly recorded, intimate and private conversations between our four characters. Something has gone terribly wrong, and it's up to you to figure out what and why.
It's time to take a look
game
at
that I would happily watch, a game that I probably wouldn't play.
In action. Let's take a look.
If it's anything like Her Story, they're like kind of one and done games.
Yeah. Once you know, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Once upon a time.
It's late. I gotta get her in the bath.
I don't love you and I don't miss you.
You already know too much. It's late. I gotta get her in the bath. Alright, love you. Love you.
Quite an interesting game.
I've never been in love once. It was with a girl I met when I was 18, but I was too young and naive to handle it properly. I guess I still carry a torch for it, which makes me a incurable romantic or underdeveloped emotionally. I'm a loyal friend.
A man died in my house at work today.
This will be something that I end up watching, just because I'm really curious to see how the story pans out.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Sam, I got some questions for you about what we've just seen. I mean, talk to me about the mechanics. I mean, I saw, you know, the subtitles up, highlighting, and it was loading more video footage. What's going on?
So what we do in Telling Lies is we take all of the exploration you would have in a normal video game. So all that walking around in a 3D world.
Yeah.
And we apply that directly to the story, to the footage itself. So you're going to be scrubbing around in these clips, paying close attention, and you're going to be picking up on the subtext, listening to names, people, places. And with that information, you're going to use that to find more clips, dig into those. And over time,
I do kind of like FMV games. They do lead to some interesting.
It's truly like an open
stories to watch.
Video
Good way of telling.
Well, I mean,
the story
a lot of
as
times with open world video games, they talk about, you know, the square kilometerage or miles in America. What's the sort of scope that we're talking about? Like, how many hours of footage is there?
So we got like over 10 hours of footage here.
Wow,
so
really?
It's a story that encompasses like 2 years.
Oh, damn, they've really put effort into this.
Was, like I say, really embrace this idea of it being an open world game. You're free to explore and follow your curiosity. Just lose yourself in this story.
Yeah.
All the characters. It's this huge, messy, colorful story that we're trying to tell.
Well, I'm curious, Logan, as a performer in this kind of game, what is it like to actually try to have all the layers in there for each performance, also not knowing when a player is going to be seeing the specific footage you're performing?
Well, it's definitely a non-linear open world game, but our approach and Sam's approach was
tell a story,
not
cut it up.
unlike a movie or a TV show, and we had to understand it A to B. And so, for the most part, that's how we shot it. Obviously, when you're shooting a movie or a TV show, and in this case, a game, you're going to be shooting out of order. But we actually stayed pretty linear in how we approached the story. We went after it like all the other times.
YouTubers that play this, so
went after
I can just watch it on them.
Say again.
I know a few YouTubers that will play this, so I'll just watch it on their channels.
You know, it's got a lot of
when it comes out.
Yeah. But we wanted to make it as deep as possible, and Sam is one of the best movie and TV directors I've worked with, so it was very similar.
Nice. Yeah, look at you two. Yeah. Now, of course, I do want to stress to any of you, if you have not played Her Story, it's quick to play through. It's absolutely brilliant. Please check it out in the meantime. But we're, of course, waiting to find out, when can we play Telling Lies?
Very soon. Very soon, I promise. We'll have a date soon. Right now, you can go to Steam. You can wishlist it on Steam. We all love Steam. And yeah, very soon. We'll be showing a little bit more.
Thanks, Steam at the Epic Store thing, sponsoring it.
Yeah, very soon.
Fantastic.
Desperate to get it out there.
Yeah.
And people to play it.
As soon as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Well, Sam, Logan, thanks so much for joining me on stage. Once again, Telling Lies. Now, up on the balcony, Frankie's going to be talking to us about a game that my friends, year after year after year, keep telling me I have to play because of how much they've improved it. Frankie, what's going on with Warframe?
Well,
Warframe.
One of my favorite parts of last year's show, aside from being upstaged by a giant duck, was getting a glimpse at the future of Warframe. And here with the latest look at the next expansion to the universe is Space Mum Rebecca Ford. So, chat, behave yourselves, please, because Mother's here. Now, Rebecca.
I keep meaning to.
We're going to take a look at
apparently it's not the easiest game to jump into. There's a lot of systems.
Been waiting all year for a look at what we've been calling Railjack, so it's about
it's like it's not a horde shooter thing, but there's like different missions you go on in it. Like ninja around as a robot.
Yeah.
Not bad for a free-to-play game. It's done very well for itself. Ooh, bang bang. I think it's one of those games that you kind of have to dedicate a shit ton of time into to like really get anything out of it.
Agreed.
Which I just don't want to do. Though it is pretty cool looking. I can do like wall jumps and flips and stuff.
Yeah.
So that kind of helps.
It's a lot of different frames as well.
Yeah. Loads.
Keep bringing new ones out and stuff. So that's...
Looks cool, whatever it is. Imperine. Ooh. Necros.
Rebecca, it must be so exciting to know that the fans have finally seen it, and you're clearly going all in on the epic space combat. So tell me about the new stuff that players are going to be able to experience.
I wasn't shaking before we started talking, and now I am, because it's real, because, you know, Empyrean is what we're calling codename Railjack. It's basically taking the space ninja part of Warframe, sending it back up to space, bringing players that squad gameplay they know, taking the enemies like the Corpus and the Grineer, giving them their own Railjack to essentially explore the solar system with and take down the bad guys.
And when are fans going to get to see more?
Well, TennoCon is in London, Ontario. It's July 6th, and you can come watch it online on Twitch. We're going to be showing a lot more in our keynote.
Well, that's one hell of a big update. It's a couple of gig.
Today I'm getting a feel for the
Yeah.
So what's the deal with
Just
that?
a little bit.
Yeah, games are getting pretty big now.
Say that on live television, but
it's huge.
You know,
I think it's
there
like
are ways,
50
but yeah, you
gigs.
just have to watch
Because of
your
how
Warframe
many
account, your
DLCs
Twitch
they keep
account. If you
pumping
watch
into it. And it's just
30
like...
minutes of
So
our
here's
Channel
it
Live
still
show, you can
45
get
gig.
that whole
I was like,
full hour, because we got lots
Jeez.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Rebecca, and good
I'll
luck
have to
with
install that
TennoCon
at some
on
point.
July 6th. Thank you. Okay, now we've seen some amazing stuff today, but nothing quite so gloriously strange as our next game. Developed by Brooklyn-based studio Feral Cat Den, it's an existential-based jazz odyssey set during the Big Bang. Yeah, it's actually blown my mind learning about this one. Buckle up, everyone, because we're about to get bonkers with Genesis Noir.
Genesis Noir. The What the hell is this? This is weird, man.
Interesting music.
Yeah.
This is so weird.
Your kind of game?
No.
Looks like an adventure game. I mean, respect to them having a very unique art style. It's not a kind of thing you're gonna forget about anytime soon. What on earth is going on though? I have no idea.
Jesus.
It's like a drug trip. Like, whoa.
Someone's been taking acid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Genesis Noir, just beautiful, stylish art. The next game we're going to take a look at is the twist on the stealth genre. It's called El Hijo, where you play as a 6-year-old trying to escape a monastery and find your mother using toys, tricks, toys.
Such an El Hijo, man.
Let's take a look
Yeah,
at this gorgeous spaghetti western-inspired project.
A spaghetti western, alright, you got my interest now. I love me some spaghetti western.
I feel like PC gaming should bring out the best of the graphics world.
It's because they...
What is this? What is this? Stick on Nintendo, Switch.
This would be
Not
a good
PC.
Switch game. This would be a good Switch game. It's because of indie games, isn't it, man? Like, you think about it.
I like indie games, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like a PC gaming show should be... give me some PC gaming, like some...
It's a stealth game,
Take the game to the extremes. Graphics, what it's good for.
This is a stealth game, though, and I love me some stealth games, so...
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I actually quite like the art style, but I get your point. I get what you're saying. I don't think the art style's bad, but...
No, I don't think it's bad, it's just...
You want to see...
I want to see fucking taking PC to the next level, utilising RTX and just all the good stuff. Bad boy graphics.
Yeah. It looks awesome. Like if it's like gives me that kind of Commandos, Splinter Cell sort of thing where you're using stuff to distract people with and whatnot. I like that kind of thing. El Hijo. I can't even pronounce it.
El Hijo, once again, is the title of the trailer we just saw. For our final guest tonight, please join me in welcoming from Larian Studios CEO Sven.
There we go. Oh yeah.
From Dungeons and Dragons at Wizards of the Coast, the creative director of Dungeons and Dragons, Mike Merles, to talk about Baldur's Gate 3.
Here we go. It's the big one, big reveal.
I don't think they're. Let's be honest, you're not going to get much better than El Hijo. That's like that's the pinnacle of PC gaming right there.
See Wizards of the Coast at the end of Divinity Original Sin 1.
Yeah.
That was back in 2014. And I tried to convince them back then that they should give us the Baldur's Gate 3 license. And they said, yeah. But we had a long chat about what the vision would be for the game. And then we kept on bumping into each other. And then suddenly in 2016, I get a phone call from Nathan Stewart, who's the big boss of Mike and the head of Dungeons and Dragons. He said, you need to come to Seattle right away. We're going to have dinner in a very shady restaurant. And he had this big stack of paper with him. And on it was Baldur's Gate 3. And in it was pretty much everything that we talked about. And he says, I'm going to present this to my board. Do you still want to do it? I said, yeah, of course I still want to do it. And then a couple of weeks later, we started negotiating. And here we are.
I mean, what does the Baldur's Gate franchise mean to you, Mike?
Oh, to me, it's the crown jewel of D&D computer games, right? I mean, for me personally, Baldur's Gate, the original one, was finally I had the chance to actually play a D&D campaign rather than having to run them for all my friends. So it means so much to us. Baldur's Gate, it's such fantastic storytelling.
To replay them.
And it's so exciting to see it come to not only a new generation of gamers, but for the gamers who remember the 20 years it's been since the first two in the series.
You can play it co-op, I think.
It's incredibly exciting. And for us, it really is. It's such an important part of the D&D mythos as a whole.
We got a chance to see the trailer. Talking about some of the
Icewind Dale coming soon.
What are things we're
Baldur's Gate coming soon.
Well, we're only talking about
the
trailer right now, but obviously you're going to go to the city because we start with the city. You start outside of the city, actually. There's going to be mind flayers. They're very nasty. You are seeing in the trailer the process of ceremorphosis, as we call it. It's accelerated, so that's not normal.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a lot of iconic creatures, iconic characters, iconic places, and that's as far as we go.
I'm curious about some of the gameplay elements because obviously, there's just been a big resurgence of Dungeons and Dragons, tons of broadcasts on Twitch. I mean, how do you translate some of the insane things that players want to do into, what has to be a structured computer game?
So we started with the player handbook, which is basic rule set of Dungeons and Dragons.
Which player handbook? Which edition?
5th edition. 5th edition.
Right. Yeah.
And so we ported as much as we could to the video game.
Grim.
We looked at what worked really well. We looked at the things that didn't work that well because it is a video game and this was made for tabletop gaming. And so we started modifying those things, and then we had to add things on top of it because if you play tabletop, you have a game master and you say, well, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And then the
I
game
want to
master
start a fight with a pigeon. And he's like, okay, roll for dexterity.
Exactly. So we had to add systems to make that possible within the game. But we've done very, very far.
Yeah. I mean, can you give an example of like a crazy
The chicken goes first.
He rolls a 20. Critical hit. Oh, you takes out your eye.
Well, I could, let's say...
Critical failure.
Yeah, the chicken falls over.
And
you fall over, the chicken gets away.
You fall over and stab yourself.
That's just an
you take 5 points of damage.
The chicken
piercing.
The chicken steals all of your gear.
Which are not necessarily going to be described.
No, my bread.
Interesting. And I mean, like, Mike, in terms
Where's the
of
best RPG? Divinity Original Sin 2. There's not Skyrim.
I mean,
it's just popularity, isn't it? It's a popularity contest, not a...
Well, really what it
Pillars of Eternity 2 is meant to be good as well. Witcher 3 is probably going to win. Or it'd be close between Witcher and Skyrim.
It's like a toy box.
Should be DOS 2. Oh! DOS 2 is definitely the one, man.
Just opening up that toy box.
One of the greatest PC games I've ever
guidance.
played.
Like I remember one of our first meetings, we just laid out a map.
Especially that final battle, that was fucking
It was insane. It was just like, amazing. I can't believe it turned out to be as well. Even to the end, they got us guessing.
Yeah. System support.
But I don't think it's just not near enough coverage as Witcher.
Class. So that
it's also not everyone likes turn-based combat. That is a thing for it. The story, however, the way you can go about stuff is amazing. So.
And we're going to talk in a moment about Baldur's Gate 3 release dates and whatnot. But we have a second game that we want to talk about, and on a new technology known as pencil and paper. I understand that there is a tabletop prequel coming for Baldur's Gate.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
So in Baldur's Gate, we think there's one saga. All the different games coming together to tell one grand story of this city. So on September 17th, we're releasing our next tabletop campaign, Baldur's Gate: Descent into Avernus. And it is the next chapter in the Baldur's Gate saga.
Right.
And it's a prequel to Baldur's Gate 3. So if you haven't played a Baldur's Gate game since Baldur's Gate 1 or 2, this is your chance to check out on the history. It's been about 100 years since the events of Baldur's Gate 2.
Yeah.
So this will give you a chance to check in on the city, to see what's going on, its current state, who the movers and shakers are. We also feature a complete levels 1 to 13 campaign that takes you from the mean streets of Baldur's Gate to the depths of hell itself. And to pose to the players a question: Do you want to redeem Baldur's Gate or send it to damnation?
Live coverage.
So we're putting that right in players'
D&D.
Playing it.
Well, I have to
oh
ask
God!
this question on a lot of people's
It's been a while.
Can you talk to us about
Dungeon Master
release time frames?
So people have been waiting for it for a long time.
Yeah,
they're going to do a little bit more.
I'm more into the Apocalypse World system than I am Dungeons & Dragons.
This is the game that we want to play.
I'm
so
sure
we
I
want to
can make an
sure
exception.
It's really, really good. And then when that's the case, then we'll release it.
What do you want to play?
Well,
Human Warrior. Okay, Mr. Boring it is.
I think I speak for a lot of people here when I say take your time. If the Divinity Original Sin games are any indication of the quality, it's going to be fantastic and worth the wait. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me on stage.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ben and Mike talking about Baldur's Gate 3. Goodbye. Goodbye, guys. Why are they leaving? Well, it's because the PC gaming show has officially concluded. Let's
go back to doing StarCraft.
On the stage, the fantastic Frankie Ward. Come here, Frankie.
Hello. Well, thank you so much, Sean. Hasn't this audience been absolutely fantastic today?
Guys, thank you so much for coming out to the 5th annual PC Gaming Show. We want to give an enormous thanks to all of you who tuned in live. We want to, of course, thank all of you who personally showed up this morning, and of course the sponsors who helped make this possible. Epic Game Store, iWin, Frontier, Funcom, Paradox, Interactive, Hovercast, Perfect World, Rebellion, Tripwire, and Samsung. As you know, PC gaming is a platform. It's not a publisher or developer, so these sponsors are essential for letting us put on this show every year. Thank you so much. And I gotta ask, Frank, any titles you're excited about?
Well, I do love a baby elephant, so definitely
Zoo game.
And slightly more awkwardly, then I also want to eat things, maybe elephants included, so man-eater, of course.
I'm personally looking forward to Songs of Conquest, and as you heard, there's games coming out all across 2019 and into 2020. We hope you all have a fantastic
Of everything that we've shown, that's what they went with. Not Borderlands 3, not Baldur's Gate 3.
2 years in a row. We hope
fucking zoo shit.
E3 and go play some games.
Man-eater.
See you next year. Bye, bye, bye.
What the fuck? Get off this show. Put a real host in there. Come on, what the fuck is this? Shit.
I mean, let's be honest, that Man-Eater game does look pretty silly.
I'm kidding, guys. It's all good, really.
Oh,
all games are good games if they're coming out on PC.
I mean, that was actually a pretty good showing of a lot of different stuff. I mean,
yeah, I'm actually interested in the Funcom one as well, even though it's
oh, the RTS.
Yeah. But yeah, that was good. That was good. A long list of games adding on to my already ridiculously long list of games.
Yeah, most of the stuff I saw I liked. There was a couple of the indie games that were a bit like unfortunately the Heroes game that was
oh man, what a disappointment. That could have been so good.
I don't have a problem with with them going with that kind of color palette, but I wish that it wasn't. I wish it looked more like Heroes and not pixel art like it was, unfortunately. It looked better when they zoomed out, admittedly, but yeah.
Well, it's not out till next year, so late next year as well, so we'll maybe review it next year and have a look and see if it's any better.
But
I mean they've got a year to improve their graphics, so you know.
We'll see how it goes. But I mean, all in all, obviously Borderlands, Baldur's Gate, there wasn't a lot soon off for them, but it's cool that they were there. Obviously, Man-Eater actually kind of tickled me. I kind of want to see that game played, if not.
Jesus.
I like dopey games. The Ghost game was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
that's a potential.
So you know, there is that, but yeah, all in all, not so bad. Like it was alright. But yeah, anything else?
Age of Wonders Planetfall.
Oh yeah, that looked really good.
That was good.
That looked really good.
Actually, Grifflands for me. I thought that was quite cool. I made a note of that one.
Was that the...
Grifflands was the sort of card game thing.
Oh, the clay game. Yeah. That did
actually look quite cool. Like, that seems like the kind of game that's just like a laid-back, chill, casual game. You just like, sit back, just like, chuck that out, see what happens. Seemed quite fun. Yeah. And then, obviously, Remnant from the Ashes. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, depending on how that gameplay turns out, that would be quite good. I mean, I kind of wish that, like, that when she was holding that gun and they showed off that, like, Valhalla, whatever it was called, that was pixel art, so it kind of put me off, but, you know, it might be, it looks like a Metroidvania. It is the kind of games that I like, but we'll see.
Yeah, fair enough. And finally, Ancestors. I thought that would look pretty fucking awesome.
Oh yeah,
the whole Evolution game.
yeah. That actually could be really, really good. I think a lot of what I've seen here, a lot is maybe you go, I want to see more of this. I want to see what more of the systems are in play with a lot of these games. Just to get it, because that Ancestors game sounds really cool, but like, how does it work?
Yeah.
You know, like
I'd say these are all going to definitely be reviewed, whether or not we get them all.
Yeah.
I mean. Yeah, probably not. Probably can't afford them all.
Yeah, I mean it's shaping up, isn't it?
Ultimately, yeah, I think there's a lot of potential, and I think the main thing is there's lots of good games coming out over the next 2 years.
Yes.
And there's whether you go down which route you go down, whether it's RTS or whatever genre of game you want to go down. There's a huge choice. Definitely no shortage of choice as to new games. Even the Bloodlines, I forgot to put that down actually. Bloodlines, Vampires.
That's going to be
pretty
huge.
Cool.
That's going to be huge when it comes out next year. I bet you that's like a March, April, May time that will come out. Yeah, I mean it's nice to be kind of updated on what's coming out on PC, because I do sometimes feel a lot out of the loop now.
It's definitely more coverage for Xbox, PS4.
Yeah, I think it's also like sometimes a lot of those games come to this multi-platform, so I don't think about the PC version if I can get a console version of it. However, like, I know you obviously don't give a fuck about it, but that El-Hio, because it's a stealth game, I was like, the mechanics are like... El-Hol, yeah.
Yeah-hole.
Those kind of mechanics, I love games like that, so I will keep an eye on that one. I'm not sure, it might not be that great, it might not be for me, but I do like stealth games, so potentially, so yeah. I mean, all in all, pretty good. There was a couple of duffers in there, but no mobile games, so that's always a boon.
Wow, I mean, I'd be so shocked if there was mobile games on a PC gaming show, but yeah, could happen.
You gotta take it where you can take it,
Jesus. For all you developers out there, stop doing it.
Stop it.
Learn from Diablo, learn from Blizzard. No one gives a shit.
Unless you're making a companion game. If you're going to announce the main game, it's fine. Make it.
Yeah. Fine. I've nothing against mobile games. It's all well and good, but have it as a
side thing.
A side thing that's being released on mobile as well as PC, Xbox, PlayStation.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh dear. Alright, I think that's about going to do it then, guys. Thank you very much for listening and watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe, all the usual fun stuff. And until next video, we'll see you then.
Peace.